Hey, what's up, everybody? Kendall here. Double Dare Your Money, the Wealthy Legacy Journey. I'm super excited to talk to you guys today, but we do have a serious topic to discuss. As you saw by the title of today's episode, the question on the table is this the end? And here's why. We, after selling that strainer, had we had some extra Etsy fees come in that weren't accounted for, so we ended up with $12.59 left to our fund. Don't forget, guys, you should be filling out your spreadsheet so you can be keeping up with how much money you're making, where you're at. We made our last two purchases. These have got to be good ones, but I think they are going to be good ones, and I'm going to show you what they are as we go. We bought a switch, an air control switch, for $2. And we bought a bread maker for $8. And I'm going to tell you how we did that, where we did that, why we did that in this episode. But I want to start off, all of us at the very beginning of this, we wrote down our why reason and we put it inside of our envelope. And I thought this would be a great time to really reflect back on to the why reason, why we're doing this, why we're going to keep pushing through, and why it's important that we don't give up, even when we're staring adversity right in the face. So, my why reason is I want everyone to understand that the only thing holding them back from financial freedom is their decisions, their actions, and their choices. I want people to see and understand that they have the opportunity right now to obtain financial freedom. That's my why reason in this. And that's why I'm recording Double Dare Your Money. I want you to be able to see the possibilities and see what can happen with this. And so that's why we're doing this. I'll be honest though, I was feeling really discouraged over the last few weeks. Really feeling down. Only being down to $12.59 left before these purchases. I was just thinking like I need to offload some products. I need to find some things that are going to move. Like, what am I doing wrong? And I started thinking about like what is that initial when you're just trying to get that initial like umph going, 0 to 1,000. um I feel like it really is all about it's about taking action, it's about pivoting, it's about learning from people who have already had success in that arena and figuring out how can you do that thing, what are you doing wrong. And so when I was really reflecting on that, I realized, I think it was time to go back to the drawing board and kind of take a second look at what are other people doing that are successful in this space. What are they saying works? What are they saying don't work? So I literally Googled. I went to Google and I Googled how to garage sale items, or how to flip garage sale items. And I found a couple links. I found 3 YouTube videos. I found 2 links to some very helpful articles, and I'll post those in the description of literally things that I went through. I had some really great mental breakthroughs and takeaways from that. One of the big breakthroughs was, to be honest with you guys, I was hitting this point of going, I don't really think this is profitable. Like, I had this idea and I think that I'm wasting my time. I think I'm spinning my wheels. I don't think this is a doable thing. I don't think that this is going to work the way that I think it's going to work. And but then after I saw all these just person after person after person after person saying how it works, I realized, okay, I might need to just adjust my game plan, adjust my expectations. This does work, but I need to make sure that I'm approaching the situation in a proven path instead of trying to pioneer my own new way. Right? How do we do this in a way that's proven? And so I got this list of the best things to flip, which I'll go ahead and share with you guys. This is from, I believe, one of the articles. Maybe it was actually one of the videos. But it was like top 10 things to flip: video games, ink and toner, and new printers, graphing calculators, vintage clothing such as 90s and earlier bands, old popular cartoons, NASCAR, Disney, vintage sports, old wrestling shirts, old Nike shirts. And again, this is a list from somebody else. This isn't my own list. Vintage toys and action figures from the 70s to the 90s, shoes such as Jordans, Doc Martens, Chacos, Red Wings, Brooks, Nikes, All Stars, Converse, and any of the other bigger brands. And then in also personal electronics such as iPhones or other phones, Fitbits, iPods, etc. Cameras was on the list, and he said you need to do your research on the exact models, but don't just set aside a camera just because it doesn't look like something to be worth money. Because he goes, sometimes the ones you think would be worth a lot are really worth nothing, and sometimes the ones that look like they wouldn't be worth anything are worth a lot. He also said make sure that you research specifically the lenses. because he said he's had times where there's like a cheap camera, but the lens in there is worth like $1,000. And so he'll buy the camera and the lens set, just, goal break even on the camera, and then it's pure profit on that lens. So that was an interesting remark that he made as well. And then he also mentioned anime and manga, older versions of this. I don't know anything about anime and manga, so I'm not going to go into the weeds on that one. But that was something else that he mentioned. That's probably the one on this list that I feel like I know the absolute least about. So I don't know if I'm going to ever explore that world, but that was on the list. And then he also said anything brand new in the box. And so actually, one of the buys, I'll go ahead and give you a sneak peek of one of them. This is the air control wall control unit that we got. Walked to this estate sale, and this box was literally just sitting there unopened, and I looked it up, and these things were brand new, like $35 or something like that, $33 at Home Depot. They were going, when they were brand new in the box like this, for like, I saw anywhere from like 20, 25 on eBay. And so actually, just before I started recording this video, I posted this on eBay for $25. And or best offer, my lowest offer I take is $15, and I bought this thing for, guess how much? $2. I negotiated this guy. He originally came out of the gate at 5, and one of the things that I got from the articles was how powerful silence is in negotiating. And so I was like, yeah, okay. I went to walk back to actually put it back at the table. And he was like, well, wait, what if we do like 3? And I was like, man, I tell you what, I'll take it for 2. So I got this thing for $2. It's going to sell for 20 to 25. I listed it for $24.99 plus shipping. But then I can also lower it to 20, or I figured if I got some offers, I'd rather be priced a little high, so that way they feel like they're getting a deal. Like if somebody came back to me at 15, I might say, hey, I'll meet you in the middle at 20. And they might either take it or negotiate back to like 17, 18. But honestly, I don't really, I got this for $2. My ROI is going to be fantastic on it no matter what. Super pumped about this one. But it was interesting. And if you watch any of the behind the scenes, and I think it's really good that you do, because on Thursday I went to go garage sale shopping, and I kind of recorded before I went. I was like, hey, I'm going to go garage sale shopping. I'm a little bit nervous. I'm not really sure what to expect. I went to 2 garage sales, and they literally weren't even there. You could see that there was stuff like all shoved up against the garage. I don't know if they hadn't opened yet, or if they decided not to open that day at the last minute. I don't know what was going on, but they weren't open it was on Thursday, and I was actually really disappointed. But then the next day, wanted to get back at it again. So we actually went as a family. There's a video of us when we were going out to our first garage sale ever as a family. Went to the first estate sale, and I've got 3 kids, 3 young kids, and they were like bulls in a china shop as we were walking through this old house, estate sale. Everything was expensive, everything was nice, and I was like, man, like this is not going well at all. Like yesterday, I hit 2 duds. Today, I'm hitting one that they're open, which is a great start. But this is just, there's nothing here that makes sense to flip. And so then we went to one more estate sale, and it was a treasure box. I wish we had just unlimited money. They were selling so much stuff in the box. And you know me, I'm in construction and fix and flips and stuff, so I know the cost of a lot of these items roughly. And they had so much stuff marked way down, but I didn't want to just bog us down with a whole bunch of stuff. So we ended up getting on Double Dare Your Money with the Double Dare Your Money fund, because we were running a little bit low. We got this for $2, and I guess I'll let you in on the other thing. We bought this Panasonic bread maker. You see that? I got to clean it up still and test it. We got this bad boy for $8, and that Panasonic bread maker, I have to test it and cook a loaf of bread to get the highest return on investment on it, to show that it works. They're going anywhere from 40 to 140 bucks, averaging around like 60 to 80. If I could hit 80 bucks, I 10x my money on that $8 investment. If I got 60 bucks, I'd still be super happy. I'd be doing great on the ROI front. Again, with this one, $2 in, if I got 20 bucks, I'd be 10xing my money. So I had almost like 10, I had $10 that I spent. If I can 10x my money across the board, it'd be like 100 bucks. Now, eBay does have some fees and stuff like that, but we're getting back pretty darn close to the amount of money that we had when we started. And so even though there was some very disappointing things in the very beginning of just some buys that maybe looking back weren't really great buys, that's a part of the learning curve. But now we've learned a little bit. I went and researched it. I figured out what's working for other people. I took that to a sale. I implemented and I got results, which is so exciting. Um, I also, when I was out and about at this garage sale, he picked up all this stuff. This guy is like a junior high teacher. He's trying to get into doing this, doing more of this stuff kind of on the side, maybe even doing it for a living. Anyways, he was telling me about all the cool stuff that he had learned about garage sale flipping, but specifically buying and selling storage units. And so he told me about this place, storagetreasures.com, where you can auction off storage units. And at the moment I was talking to him, he was actually auctioning on one right then and there. But it was neat just to hear that, like, all the different ways that people can do this. And what he had specifically told me about, he had just bought a storage unit for $200 that had a refrigerator in it, that the refrigerator alone brand new was worth $1,200. And plus there was a whole bunch of other stuff in the unit. And I was like, dang, like that's so cool. Talk about like a great way to do this on a little bit bigger scale. Just exactly what we're doing right here. So there's a world full of just neat options out there that people have figured out how to do this stuff and how to flip. And we don't even have to explore them all. And I trust that we'll have great success. But anyways, so basically we got there. I found the switch. Bought this for $2. Like I said, it's listed. It'll sell for probably 20 to 25 bucks, according to the sold comps. The next thing that we found was these CD players. We ended up, there were these old school CD players, but they were personal electronic. And so I was like, well, let's look into it. Turns out these things are selling for like 25 bucks each. They're just this old school CD player. And so I negotiated him down to $2 each on those CD players as well. And so we got both of those CD players for $4. Each of them will be able to flip for about 25 bucks. We'll probably be able to 10x our money on those as well. I already told you guys about the bread maker. That was the next thing that I found. He started at 10. I knew that 10 was probably a deal. I didn't want to push it too hard. Got him to 8. Didn't really push it any harder than that. And then at the very end, we found an absolute gem. And you can go look at one of the, it should be like a double dare your money behind the scenes video for the golf balls. We 10x our money on the golf ball stuff. But anyways, at the back of the estate sale there, Libby saw this box and it had some golf balls in it. If you go watch that video, you'll see all the stuff that we got. But basically, I was like, hey, is this thing for sale? I didn't know because it was sitting at the back. He had to verify it was for sale. Somebody had just forgotten to set it out with everything else. And I was like, hey, I'd like to buy it. What are you thinking? I think he came out of the gate at like 40, 45 bucks, something like that. Ended up negotiating him down to $26 for the golf ball stuff. And I didn't really know what was in there. The reason that I went for it, though, is that when Libby saw the golf ball stuff, I saw how big the boxes were. I could tell because there was like a little hole where the handle hole was inside. There was just a bunch of golf balls in there. And I saw that a big box of golf balls was selling for about 50 bucks. So I thought, you know what? If I can get this thing for less than 30, I'm good. If I can get it for less than 25, I'm great. So once we got down to 26, I was like, I'm feeling pretty confident about this. I don't see how I lose on this deal. I hadn't really looked at all the stuff, but I did see after we got over there were some new golf balls in the box. There were some wooden tees, as well as a whole bunch of golf balls. And I was like, based on what I've seen, I don't see how I lose on this thing. Got it for 26 bucks. That is actually worth, we've already sold $80 worth of the hit-away golf balls. We have a bunch of other stuff. So total value on that should be around $262. We might actually not try to squeeze every ounce of juice out of that. So that way we might be able to sell it quicker and get our cash back. We have a fantastic ROI on that investment too. So overall, that was one sale. So like we hit multiple duds in a row. But then all of a sudden we hit this and like pretty much going to 10x everything that we spent there. So we spent 40 bucks. And I imagine that we'll turn around because we spent $10 out of the Double Dare Your Money Fund, just to clarify. And then we had just taken some extra cash and to spend. And we spent an extra 30 bucks out of our own money. The reason it's not Double Dare Your Money Fund for you guys, I would highly recommend capital injections. But I want to keep this experiment pure, which means that I'm not injecting any capital into this experiment. Which means that the Double Dare Your Money Fund is actually, it's completely Double Dare Your Money, at least right now. Down the road, when we get to larger real estate stuff, at some point we might explore JVs, but for right now, on our way to at least our first 1,000, probably first 10,000, to that $10,000 mark, it's just going to be purely Double Dare Your Money funds, because I want to show you guys how to scale it, at least up to a pretty high point before, we start introducing other factors. That way nobody feels like it was somehow just like an experiment that only I could achieve. As you guys see, I had no idea. I don't know anything about flipping stuff. I made several mistakes right out of the gate. I was down to $12. I hit multiple duds for garage sales, and then we had this absolute gem of a garage sale. Picked up some good stuff, and I think we'll actually be able to start digging our way out of the hole. But that's why the name of today's episode is this the end? Because I was really sitting there thinking before we got this stuff, like I'm at $12 left. I have absolutely no idea how I'm going to climb my way out of this hole. And then did the research, found the stuff, and we're back on, I would say, a pretty good track right now. So, basically, I want to read this kind of blip here. So I listed a bunch of our own personal eBay stuff on Saturday. I wanted to learn more about the system. Plus, I was like, that's a great way. Like, if you aren't able to set aside, $74.58, if that's just not even feasible for your budget, look around your house for anything that you're not using right now. See if there's some stuff that you can sell on eBay or Etsy. Number one, just to get used to the platform. But then number two, to start building up some cash to be able to invest and start flipping your cash, flipping some stuff. So I had to, as you guys know, though, I've been dramatically changing my schedule. Libby has too. And then I've been filling that with productive things such as Double Dare Your Money. But I want you guys to understand that, like, right now, working 6 days a week isn't unrealistic. Actually, last Saturday at like 7 o'clock, I was recording the podcast episode that came out the next Monday. That's because I'm doing the Wealth Legacy Journey and Double Dare Your Money, and I've got, my day job that I'm working on right now. And I've got another JV land deal that we're working on finishing up, which I've pretty much cleared that off my plate. And it's just up to the JV partner to finish out his portion at this time. But I'm a little bit tired. Like I've got a lot of fronts that we're pushing on, but it kind of comes with the territory. I guess what I want to tell you guys is working 6 days a week, pushing yourself isn't unrealistic right now. It's going to take some sacrifice. It's going to take saying no. It's going to take not spending money, but saving money, not having all the nice stuff right now, not having, a bunch of time to go party and have fun and free time, but like being dedicated and disciplined with your time. But the extra time that you're working right now, you're the boss. And what I want you guys to remember is that your investment snowball is going to out earn any even overtime pay that you're going to make in the long run. Like if you were going, man, I'm giving up like Friday evening, Saturday, whatever, to like do some of this stuff, I might as well just do like overtime pay because I make more on the overtime than I am on this stuff right here. Listen, in the short run, yes, you will. But in the long run, you're going to make way more learning how to achieve active investment income. Remember, there's 4 brackets of income. Active income is the money you make. That's trading your time for money. Active investment income is trading your time and money for money. What we did here. I spent time to go to the garage sale, but I also took my money to buy stuff low, sell it high. That's active investment income. Then you have passive investment income, which is simply trading your money for money, which is going to have a lower ROI, but you literally have to do no work. So it'd be like if I loan my money to somebody at 12% interest and I just got paid interest and I don't have to do anything with that. They just pay me every single month. It's mailbox money. Or if I were to have a rental, but I had somebody that was going to a rental management company. So I literally was just getting mailbox money from that rental. So the journey it's going to take some short-term sacrifices, but this will yield long-term gains, long-term success. And as Robert Kiyosaki said, hard choices, easy life. Easy choices, hard life. So you guys got to choose what kind of life you want. I want the life that has a lot of fruit and gives me a lot of freedom, time with my family, relief from the stress of finances for the most part, and just to be able to build a life and the business and the team that I love and I love working in every single day. That's exactly why I'm doing what I'm doing right here. So I guess I would encourage you guys, and as far as the losses go, because I don't want you guys to think that this is all just sunshine and roses, because it definitely is not. We're really considering cutting our losses on those mugs. I think we bought them for $3.50 a piece. There's 10 of them. It's like $35. We started off with $74.58. That's almost half of the initial investment that we made into this whole journey in the first place. So it's going to be a huge loss. But I think we have some gains here, and I think the reason we take that loss is to move on from it, clear up this space in our house for storage, for more stuff, and just really get focused on what is working. So I'd like to see these things sell and go so I can get money back into my pocket before I just give away the mugs for free and just count those as a loss. Um, but anyways, that's where we stand. So this is kind of an update of where we're at. We've gotten some more stuff. Like I said, the Switch is listed. This Panasonic bread maker, we're going to be testing it over the coming days, listing it sometime next week once it's all cleaned up and tested. And hopefully, we're going to see a good ROI on these items. And then we'll go back at it and go garage sale shopping again, estate sale shopping, moving sale shopping, and try to find some more good deals. So we're climbing our way back out of the hole. Is this the end? I don't think so, but I'll keep you guys posted. But I think that we're on a better trajectory now, and we're going to be able to start climbing our way back out of the hole that we kind of put ourselves in. But that's a part of learning, and we're going to get this thing figured out. So, with that said, guys, it was awesome hanging out with you guys. Another episode of Double Dare Your Money. Get out there, invest some money into this, make some mistakes. Don't be afraid of mistakes. Mistakes are so good. You just got to, it's how you fail that gives you success. If you can fail forward, you'll eventually find success. So make some mistakes, get burned, realize what you need to know, because sometimes you don't even know what you don't know. You don't even know what you need to know, but then you get burned and you realize, okay, this is what I need to know. And so we started figuring that out. We're going through the motions. I'm going through it with you guys. I'm going through the pain and the joys, the highs, the lows, the fun and the not so fun moments, all with you guys here, real time. So I hope you guys take encouragement out of some of our wins. I hope you go out there and get some of your own wins this coming week, and I'll see you guys on the next update of Double Dare Your Money. See y'all.